Good morning, everyone. It's 9 a.m. on Monday, February 14th, 2022. Happy Valentine's to everyone. As a reminder, not about Valentine's, but just a reminder to, before you leave today, if you haven't signed in, be sure and sign in at the back. We'll start our meeting off this morning with our pledge and our invitation by Commissioner Hale. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, please bless everyone in this room and everyone in this county and keep them safe as we go through the days and weeks ahead. And bless our men and women in the armed forces as they protect us here at home and keep us safe, and grant this Commissioner's Court wisdom to make great decisions for Hale County. These and other blessings we pray in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Our first action today is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 24th, 2022, special session on January 21st, 2022, January 28th, 2022, and February 4th, 2022. You've all had a chance to review those. I hear a motion to approve those minutes as presented. Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second? I'll second. Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, our next item is our auditor. She doesn't have anything. Good deal, so.
The treasurer is listed under me on the bottom two, A and B, so I'll turn it over to her.
Sorry about that, Judge. There was an error in the posting.
Okay.
Okay, but first and foremost, I'd like to correct the accounts payable for February the 4th. This is the one that I reported last time, just in work session, and the amount for February 4th, I'm sorry, Judge, 2020 was, I reported $494,966.15, and I need to report $400,965.64.
Give me that again.
Okay.
I've got the one, the 494,966.15.
Yes, sir.
What was the
I
correct?
need to correct the amount to $400,965.64.
Okay. All right. So you heard the.
Judge, I'm sorry, I read it incorrectly. Okay, $494,965.64. $494,965.64.
Okay. All right, you heard the request on a correction. On February 4th, the amount was presented as $494,966.15, when the actual amount was $494,965.64. Do I hear a motion to make that change?
Also move.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second? Second. Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right.
Okay, my next item is the accounts payable for February 14th.
They haven't done it yet.
Oh, what they haven't done now?
They're gonna do the AP at the end of the commission.
Oh, sorry about that, Judge. I want you to pay the bills already.
I didn't think we had enough time, 15 minutes to pay all these, so I recessed it to the end.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. I was not in the room.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. All right, the next item on the agenda are my items. The first one is the Health Center EMS report. report for January of 2022. They had 33 EMS calls, 28 within the city, 5 outside the city for a total of 33 calls, 13 home transports, 20 billable runs. They had a net income in January 2022 of $20,304.80. They had total expenses in the amount of $14,686.69 for a difference of $5,618.11. All right. Hearing that report, do I hear a motion to approve the Health Center EMS report?
Make the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Daniel. Do I hear, excuse me, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. The next item I have on the agenda is the Petersburg EMS run report, and I believe what happened was they sent the fire report, and we don't have the, we do have the EMS report. All right, the EMS report for Petersburg EMS for December 2021. They had 10 dispatches, 7 transports within the city, 3 non-transports, and that was their totals. They had no out-of-city transports. Their financial statement for the month of December was they had total revenue of $3,430.29. They had total expenses in the amount of $44,928.26 for a difference of a negative $41,497.97. So do I hear a motion to approve that report as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, that carries. The next item I have is the financial report for 2021 of the Petersburg Library. And financial report showed total, I'll give you the year long. They had total revenue for the year of $6,956.95. They had total expenditures of $15,359.06. I'm sorry, $15,359.06 for a difference of a negative $8,402.11. Any questions on that report? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the Petersburg Library financial report for 2021?
Also move, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. The next item we have is to approve the sale of a tax deed in Petersburg in the amount of $300. West 4th Street, Petersburg, Texas. The legal description is the south 25 feet of lot 12 in block 17 in the Schuler addition to the city of Petersburg, Hale County, Texas. Do I hear a motion to approve this tax sale? Motion made by Commissioner Daniel. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The next item we have, several months ago, I believe in November, we put in effect the burn ban, and we try to come back and review that at least within every 90 days. And so I'll throw it open for discussion on your view on whether we need to continue the burn ban.
I think we need to continue, Judge, with the burn ban because we haven't any significant moisture to allow extra moisture to come up in the ground. So we still had a great fire danger right now.
Okay, you put that in the form of a motion. Okay, we have a motion to continue the burn ban. It will be in effect for at least 90 days until we bring it back up. Now, at some point during that 90 days, if we do acquire what we feel adequate moisture, then we can put it back on the agenda and lift it. So, have a motion to continue the burn ban by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Item F, I'm going to table until the 28th. And that takes us to item G, which is our inclement weather, how we decide to close the courthouse. I will tell you that what we've been doing is going by what the PISD states as their closure or delay start. We got that when I went to what they call baby judges school. That is what they, a consensus of counties that I talk to, especially in our area, that's what they do. And so that's what we have continued to do. And so, but it was brought up, of course, sometimes the school makes decisions that, are right on, and sometimes we end up with, like a couple of weeks ago Friday, where they canceled school and actually the streets and stuff were not that bad. But, like I say, the process of deciding when to do that and have that communicated to everyone in a timely manner and everything, the school system is just, like I say, probably the most convenient way to use. But I was asked to put it back on the agenda, so what y'all's feelings on
I'm the one that brought it up to put it back on the agenda with the judge. And I think, to me, and I get where the school is, but I also see where, like, Latrice's office is open to the public all day, every day. And Judge Collins' office is open to the public every day. And I know there's some offices here in the courthouse that very seldom open to the public, but this is a public building. And I think it needs to be on an as-needed basis to where, and I'm throwing the other commissioners under the bus here. During a snowstorm, some of it I think is our responsibility to get up and go out and look at the road, just like we that Thursday morning, or most 95% of the time at 6:30, 6:45, I'm already on the way to the county bar. And when I was looking at the roads then, I wasn't thinking they were bad enough to close the courthouse. Now, I do think you get up and you see it, like we've had those blizzards since I've been in office. Yeah, those days they need to be closed. But I think for the most part, we need to have the courthouse open, and for those ladies, or people in this courthouse, if the school closes till they open or run late and open till 10, I think they ought to be allowed to stay home and deliver their kids to school and then come to work. That way they're not scrambling for a babysitter or whatever during the day. So that's my 2 cents. Anybody else?
Kind of agree with Commissioner King on this. We do get out early and look at the roads, and if it does need to be closed, act accordingly. But I think that remain open if possible.
But and we don't wanna put really anybody in danger, but we are public servants.
Now, I do know, one of the things we can do, we can enact a deal saying if you have kids, then you don't have to come in.
No,
You have to create a blanket situation for everyone. And so, and what people don't realize, when we decide, or when I decide we're gonna go with what the school says, each office is elected official. And if they decide they wanna open, then that's strictly up to them, okay? And the reverse side of that is whatever we decide, if that elected official decides it's too dangerous for their people to come in, then they can close their office. But like I say, the biggest issue is trying to get this all done from a 6:30 to 8 o'clock timeframe. And contact everyone and let everyone know what's going on. And like I say, the issue with the school deal was strictly because it is well publicized, it's easy to access, so whether it's going to be a delay or whether it's, they're not going to have it that day. And then like I say, lots of the offices, we can work from home, thanks to COVID, we have the resources where we can answer the phone from the house and log our appointments and stuff. Now, of course, like I say, lots of the offices are open to the public and have traffic in and out from the citizens, so, but whatever y'all decide to do, we'll do, so.
well, and maybe I need to back up too. I know we can't just blanket tell everybody they have to show up for work. My deal is if Plainview Public Schools says, we're gonna delay it open till 10, those people that have children in Hale Center, Plainview, or wherever, that have kids that they can deliver at 10, they stay home, deliver them at 10, and then make their way to work that way. They can take care of the children. Any comments?
I have a comment. I just wanted to say, according to statute, like the judge stated, is that each elected official, and I know you understand that, but really in reality, I really think that with following the school, that gives the judge enough time to say whatever's going on. It's irrelevant to me because if it's a payroll week, we're gonna be here. You know what I mean? So, the court's decision is when the building will be open and when it will be closed.
Is there some other communication, like public communication or even employee-wide communication that's in place?
No, other than like cell phone. And of course, the court can't communicate by cell phone, because then we run a risk of being in a quorum and having an illegal meeting. And so, like I said, we need to get probably with Carla, and see if there's some type of system that we could get on. If we don't go with the school, then we could communicate all this to the elected officials.
And I think we've escaped this year as far as snowstorms, so this could be an ongoing discussion that we're gonna figure out where we go.
Well, because I think too, the thing, is it all being kind of uniform with, when you say the school, that way we know. I guess it's like if I decided my office was gonna be open, would I need to contact some, like for security to be here? I don't wanna come and be the only office open either and not have security downstairs. Do y'all get what I'm
Yeah,
going with, so that we're,
Well, this is all a moot point for the sheriff's office because we always went to work, and
Right.
you had to call all hands on
Yeah.
board when it's inclement weather. So
Right.
so that's kind of like the precinct guys at the one point does, is we all have to show up on those days to start cleaning roads. There's not a question, we just show up, drag roots, and run the front end loaders. There's not an exact answer.
right.
So,
And I think too, with being open to the public and stuff, I either don't want to be, I don't want to be the only one
that's closed and somebody else, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wish it could be, I do, well, you know where I'm going, I want it to be more uniform, I think.
Let's,
That we all know what you know, I get it that we're all elected officials, but I kinda wanna be
I guess I'll. put
on the
my
same
two-
page.
Yes,
Yes,
I'll put my
yes.
2 cents in. I think most of us are very conscientious of that we are public
Yes.
servants, and we do, want to be sure that we are accessible. But I think we all try to communicate with each
We
other
do.
too. I mean, sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, I may start texting people, what are y'all gonna do?
Right.
So I don't think we all try to take it lightly. You know, it's not a free day, it's a whether we can make it to work safely. And if it's gonna be an all-day inclement weather day, then can we, you know, is it worth coming to work and then having to close early? Because we've gotta make sure everybody gets home, gets where they need to be. But those are my 2 cents. I know I try to communicate with some of the officials, most of the officials in this building,
Right.
whether or not they're gonna be open or not.
Yeah.
Before I make that decision. I'm also did get in my car on that Thursday night and drive around to kind of see. It did appear to me on that Thursday evening that things were gonna get really bad. But as it turned out, it was blowing snow, so, but then by then the decision is made.
well, if you text me at 2, I'll get back to you by 7.
And that happens too.
I'll let you, Melinda.
But let me throw this out as
The
a,
women will, because
as
they're out.
let's continue to do with the school until we can have Jim look at our situation. Because if we're gonna change that, I think we need to have a written policy for inclement weather, that he can address any of the legal issues that may come from that. And so, if that's all right, we'll table this issue, and then we'll have Jim look at it, because I do know that there are, especially down around the coast, they have inclement weather policies within their structure, so we'll have Jim look at that and get back to us. Okay? So no action on that, we'll just table that. The next item on my agenda, we had discussed our Rescue America funding, and our committee had reported back to the court. And so I'm here this morning to ask that the court, I'm sort of gonna put Jesse, our special project guy, in charge of lots of this, so, and he's already been in charge of lots of this, so, he got information for us. But, I'm going to ask the court to allow him to go out and seek proposals for an HVAC redo here in this building. Also, we had issues regarding our computer security, and what I would do is ask Carla if she would contact the people that come and talk to our committee and have them come to our next workshop and present their item to the Commissioners Court, and so the court can have the full information before they go. Jesse has been working with portable generators and generators for building, looking at possibly a emergency management vehicle and trailer, protective equipment for our first responders, and then we'll work with the city in regards to the health department and some of the issues that they're wanting with the health department. So basically this morning, we're not authorizing Jesse to do anything other than to go out and get some numbers to put with these items. Can I hear a motion to allow him to do that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Our next item on the agenda is our county clerk.
Alrighty. I am asking this morning that the county judge be authorized to sign the proposal for Park Intercivic to convert our existing voting machines into an auditable paper trail that will, they're gonna convert them where it's gonna show a paper trail of how, when you're voting, how you voted, so you can confirm.
Oh, it'll print after you.
Yes, yes. Actually, I think it's going to be where we'll have, it's almost gonna be like a paper ballot that they will put into the machine. And as they make their choices, it'll make marks on that ballot. And it's gonna look not like a regular ballot, but it will somehow, and then they'll be able to look at it. And once they've confirmed it looks the way they want it, then they're gonna take it over to a scanner and put it through the scanner. Every polling place will have a scanner. Now, the state, we have been approved for, I think I'm right on the amount, we were approved for $378,716.84. I'm not gonna call it a grant, because it's not anything that we have to pay. Right.
reimbursement.
It's a reimbursement, yes. They, the legislature, and if we get it done by November of 2022, it's 100% reimbursable. So Hart, their quote is $378,242. So we're just a little bit under that. And the process will be, the judge will sign this, I'll send it back to Hart, then I think they notify the Secretary of State, they send us something, and then we'll upload all of that, and
This is
judge
still
will
working
sign it.
toward what we've had on the agenda the last couple of times.
Yes.
We're trying to get this reimbursement back from the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
But there's a number of hoops to jump through,
Yeah.
and there's a number of players in the process.
In the process.
And so
Yes.
we're trying to get that done, and this is just one step
To
where
get
we
there.
need to be.
Yes, because that's what we want to get it done by November, so we can get that, we'll get 100% of that back, which I know we budgeted it, but we'll get 100% back from the state. And so I think the outlook is that after the primary runoff in the summer sometime is when we'll send all the machines back, and they will convert those, and then they'll send them back to us. So
Okay.
we'll be able to use them in November, so that's exciting.
Any questions of Latrice? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the proposal that she gets from Hart Intercivic to convert the existing voting machines and create an audible trail and authorize me to sign that proposal?
Also move.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. All those opposed? Thank you.
Okay, and Judge, I'll pass this down and sign it, and I'll to Hart. Thank y'all.
All right, our next item on the agenda is, are you ready, Carly? You want to go last?
No, I'm ready.
Okay. Our district clerk.
I'm ready. I'm ready, but I gave it to her, just in case I wasn't ready. It's just time for me to, my lease on my old postage machine is out, and it's just time for me to renew it. And it comes up to $319.17 a month, and the quarterly is $957.51. It is just up just a little bit, she said, but, and it's a 60-month lease, 5-year lease.
Okay. All right. So you've heard the request from the district clerk on our postage machine, a monthly expense of $319.17. Got your motion to approve that?
And you just sign it.
And what's been signed to approve?
Like mine.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second by Commissioner Daniel? Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed?
Okay, thank you.
The next next item we have is from our sheriff's office.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Here we go. A few weeks ago, I come up here and requested we had to redo the cameras in the jail. The cameras themselves were not the problem, just the equipment that ran the cameras. Commissary paid that, a little bit over $33,000. During the process, we were hoping that the license on the current cameras was going to flip over and work with this new system. It did not. So I'm requesting to buy 100 licenses for the cameras that we have in the jail. This allows these cameras to record and maintain 90 days worth of equipment or data at a cost of $16,898. And this is a one-time purchase for them cameras. Each camera will have a license
For how long is it lasting?
until
Till it don't?
until something like happened. That equipment kept working.
You wanna pay this out of your budget? And not
Yes.
have it come out of the commissary?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions of the sheriff?
Oh, it will be pass. Chris will pass.
So, you heard the request from the sheriff for 100 licenses for this recording equipment in the amount of $16,898 to be paid out of his budget. Do I hear a motion to approve this request?
Make the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Daniel. Do I hear a second?
I'll say.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
The next item is our ice machine in the kitchen. The computer board went out on it. We had someone come look at it. It'll be a little over $1,000 to replace the computer board, but they did not know what caused it to go out, so there may be another issue. Said you're looking anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, depending on what caused that board to go out. This machine is a little over 10 years old, I believe. The cost of a new machine is $7,073.42. I'm requesting to purchase that machine to use ice for inmates all day, every day.
So you've heard the request. This purchase will be made from Tri-Point Refrigeration in the amount of $7,000 or $7,073.42. Paid for from the sheriff's budget. Do I hear a request to approve this purchase?
So moved, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
My final item is a new hire, on the deputy. His name is Bobby Rios, effective date 2/10 of 2022. Deputy of Patrol, Group 17, Step 4.
Do you have the salary?
No, sorry, it did not. You put on here.
Got that one? I got it here.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's okay.
Didn't bring it.
I didn't bring it either, Judge. If you
Okay.
would like, I'll step out and get one. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. We'll, or you've heard the request to hire Bobby Rios, effective date February 10, 2022, at pay group 17 step forward. Do I hear a motion to approve that and that effective date as requested by the sheriff?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank y'all very much.
All right, the next item is our emergency management coordinator.
Morning, we'll keep this real brief. Here's y'all's. Just more of the information, but then I also have a request. We'll combine the S&S Electric and the Johnson Controls because it's more one and the same. Johnson Controls had called and wanted to do a operational maintenance check on the whole system. So they came down here and they said everything was just fine. A few weeks before that, I had requested them to come down and do a winterization check on it, to make sure that we were good for the winter. And they told us everything was out working perfectly okay, which it was because they checked it out. But when we had that cold weather, I came down here on a Thursday and Friday, and the basement downstairs did not have any heat at all. The security folks were freezing to death, so I provided a space heater for them. And it worked fine that day, and then the next day tripped a breaker because when they used the microwave in Judge Collins' break room, it tripped the breaker in the hallway. So having said all that, I called S&S Electric. They came down and looked at it. Long story short was that's what was causing that to break. They also told us that there's a problem with our heating system, and S&S Electric looked at it, and they determined that the problem was not between the breaker and the Johnson control panels. It had to be from the panel onward. So I called Johnson Controls, and they came down and looked at it, and they spent all day and determined that it possibly was the blower fans in the women's bathroom, and that's why there was no heat in the men and women's bathroom in the basement or in the hallway. And it's darn cold out down there because there's not any heat. Having said all that, I'm gonna pass this out, and the first one, there's four of them, just pass it down. That day that Johnson Controls came on that Friday, that cold Friday day, they spent a few hours looking at it. And this just one.
They're all the same, right?
Yes, sir, it's all the same. Okay, I'm sorry, let me have that back, that was the original, sorry. So, it's just what it all comes out to, what it all comes down to is, I know it's one page for each one of y'all. Yeah, we have to all look at it. The day that Johnson Controls spent down here, or the few hours that they spent, if you look at the bottom, it's $1,400 something to visit with us and tell us that might be the problem. And so I thought that was a little bit high. I went to Caprock the next day, this past Monday, and talked to them. Let me back up a second. Johnson Controls then sent me sent me a bid to replace those two blower fans that would possibly fix the problem. So we spent $1,400 something for them to look at it. There's the bid that y'all have in front of you now for $3,900 something to replace those blower fans that might fix the problem. At that point, I went back to Caprock and said, would y'all come look at the blower fan, see if that's actually the problem? And they came down and looked at it, and here's Caprock's bid on them replacing that. Trying to make this quick for y'all. Basically, it comes down to $2,200 something. Y'all got the exact figures in front of you. And quite frankly, after y'all look at those numbers, Caprock, I asked Caprock, and they said, talk to the court, and since we just talked about this a few minutes ago, if we're gonna move forward with a new HVAC system, do we really wanna pour that much money into it? And my request to the court is, one, we can take the low bid with Caprock for $2,200, or we could go with S&S Electric and have them put in a couple of plugs, outlets in the bathrooms in case we don't get the new HVAC system before next winter, for example, because spending a few $100 or $1,000 is better than having broken water lines. And so my request to the court is, you want me to proceed and have Johnson Controls repair it, Caprock plumbing, or just do a quick fix, for example, and add some outlets to it, or do you want me to leave it alone for the time being?
Now, well, personally, we're gonna have to fix it. I mean, even if we get a new system, we're talking about
Yes, sir.
a pretty good time frame. And so I think we're gonna have to address the issue and have it fixed anyway. The other thing, one of the things we may look at is having S&S come and give us a evaluation of the courthouse as a whole. Because when this courthouse was designed, we used a lot of power, things with power than they did at that time. So maybe get them to come and give us an overview of our electrical system and stuff. So that would be what I would like to do is possibly go with the lowest proposal to have it fixed.
And whichever proposal we go with is, when they open that up, that's their bid, both of them, and there's not any telling what else they'll find once they go up into the attic. And so they could add up to a few more dollars.
And like I say, that's up to the court to decide who they want to.
Yes, sir.
But it is an issue that we need to have addressed. We can't just let it not do nothing.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, anyone else have any take on it?
On the Johnson Control, deal, where they sent us just coming out there looking at it, checking out the system, was not, none of that's covered under their current service.
Because their operation maintenance, their annual checkups, that's covered. If they find anything wrong, we're gonna charge you for it. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
So,
Do y'all want to, what action do y'all want to
I think we need
If
to
any.
get it repaired, so I'm going Caprock.
take? Okay. Put that in the form of a motion.
Yes, my motion.
Have a motion from Commissioner Kelly to allow Caprock Plumbing and Air Conditioning to do the repairs in the amount of $2,228.78. Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, thank you.
one more thing on, the last item was the statewide elevator inspection. I got a call, and statewide elevator says we inspect the elevator every year, it's just an annual inspection, but because the judge has to sign the authorization for them to do that, after talking to Jim Tyree, the judge, run it before the court, and all it is statewide elevator inspects our elevator once a year, and that the also authorization is to, you already signed it.
So basically, we have to have the elevator inspected every year. That's an annual cost, this year of $260.
Plus-
But we have to put it on the agenda, because I have to sign
Yes, sir.
the inspection. So we're looking for a motion to approve the inspection and allow me to sign. Motion made by Commissioner Daniel. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. All right, the next item we have on the agenda is from Salem Clark Companies. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
Good.
Thank you.
If If you would, sir, if you'd introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name's Chaz Garrett. I'm with Sam Clark. We're a multifamily real estate developer. And we are requesting support for a new senior development here in Plainview. We previously built Stonebridge of Plainview several years ago, and we are looking to come back and provide housing for seniors 55 and older. We're proposing about 40 units, and we are in the ETJ, and so that requires us to get council support and commissioner support. Tuesday night, I came out here and we got unanimous support from the city. They're really wanting another development here, and they're needing housing. And so we'd like to be able to provide that for y'all. We've been doing this since about 2005. I'll hit some of the bullet points in here. We have about 15 properties. We have a strong presence in West Texas, on the east side of Texas. We've got several properties in Lubbock. We're fixing to start one up in Dennis as well. As I said, this will be 40 units, 55 and older, and it will be a mix of affordable units and market rate units.
What's the location?
The location is on Highway 70. Get over here and make sure I take it right. Highway 70 and Andy Taylor. It's just southwest of our existing property, by about 2 blocks. We're going to be buying about 6 acres right there. Y'all have a picture of where we were originally looking. We're adding about 2 acres north of that due to some floodplain. But we're still going to be in that same location. We're just adding to that. Like with our other properties, we provide social services on site, and we tailor those to fit our community and the city and the community that we're in. So it could be help with tax preparation, or medical consultations, or anything like that. We try to provide business centers, community rooms, so people can have that community even if they're there alone. As I said, we've been doing this since about 2005. We have a great team that we use, from our architects to our attorneys, and we'll be using local engineers. That's the only thing we change based on location. But that's because we feel that local engineer knows y'all's dirt better than somebody out of the Metroplex or something. Typically out here, we use AMD out of Lubbock. I'll keep it brief, so if y'all have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
This is, because I've been reading the paperwork that you've been sending.
Yes, sir.
So this will be basically behind Tractor Supply
Yes, sir.
and off of Andy Taylor Road.
Yes, sir.
And I know there's utilities out there in certain parts of it. Will y'all be adding on to the utility to tie on with the city?
Yes, sir.
Right there's where the city and the county meet.
Correct. We will be tying on to the city and then asking for annexation.
Some of that out there, and that's where that road that I was talking about, the city wants to do, some of all that right there is the county, and some of it's in the city.
Correct.
Correct.
And that road the city's wanting to do is on the north side of our existing property.
Yes.
So we're also working on that to figure out a way to help bring that through. So we're working on both sides of it.
Any other questions?
Do we have any dates on when this will be started?
It's a quite lengthy process. We will be applying for the funds, and that's all this is. This gives us the ability to ask for the funding. We'll do that at the end of February. Then we go through a lengthy process of application and back and forth. If we are awarded, that will be the end of July, 1st of August. Then we will immediately start trying to structure the funding of the actual development. That usually takes about 8 months, and then we'll start construction right after that. And we handle the construction in-house, and so it moves a little quicker.
Okay. Any other questions? Now, I was gone Friday, y'all, we didn't have a work session. My question would be, is Jim,
Yeah, that's
is Jim Tyree our county attorney?
I don't know, I know all the commissioners have gone through the letter. I don't know it's your time,
What
but I know all the, everybody in the city here.
what we'd like to do is make sure our county attorney has looked everything over and gives us, not really no idea, his opinion on the process, so. What we'd like to do today is just take this as information, contact our county attorney and supply him with what he needs. If we need to, we can call a special session. We meet again on February 28th. I know you say you need this information because you're applying for some funding.
Correct.
So if you could get that information to Jim or he can review it.
Okay.
We can always, within 3 days, set a special call meeting.
Okay.
And that would be my recommendation, so that we have the county attorney.
I do, when I first got that, when I first letter from him, I went upstairs and showed it to Jim, and that's when he explained the situation that they're doing. They have to get our okay or blessing from the city and the county to go after these funds, so.
The only reason I say that, I see in your package, you have like a resolution,
Yes, sir.
and we would like Jim to create a resolution.
Okay.
And that way we can present it to the court. So, like I said, we appreciate you. I don't think there's gonna be an issue, it's just a process I think we need to go
I
through.
understand.
Okay? Any other questions? All right, thank you.
I'll just let you know that.
Yes.
Table it.
We'll table this. All right. Next item on our agenda is Carmen on payment.
Morning.
Good morning.
So I'm here to, on behalf of Plainview Herald, to present to you the Outlook 2022 edition. And historically, you guys have run a full page in there, full color, with all of our elected officials. And we'd like to request to run that again with, of course, any changes that you might have. Then you have new mug shots if you would like to submit those, or we can get new ones. Everything price-wise will stay the same. We have not changed that in several years. It will still go online for an entire year on our website. And we'll also produce an overrun of these to put out throughout the community. And again, we can update any photos that we need to. It's a full page in our community section.
Well, I can't have a new photo, Lambershot's gonna have a business.
I bet I can recreate it.
Y'all have any questions? Carmen? All right. Do I hear a motion to approve the full-page ad in the, let me see, Carmen, the Outlook
Outlook, yes.
2022?
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to approve that full page? The amount of $22,250. Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion? If someone wants a new photo or anything taken, what's the deadline?
We have about another week or so, 2 months.
They just contact you?
Yes. I usually try to reach out to some of the folks that I think might want new pictures. But other than that, yes, they can reach out to me and I'll be happy to come out and take a picture.
All right. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, our next item is Ms. Phyllis Walker, the Hale County Historical Commission. Correct?
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
We have a couple of items that we need to request from you all, and one of them is the
building signage. When the offices move, I only have one picture, but y'all can look at it. This is what we have on the side of that building, and we are requesting to be able to put up a Hale County Historical Commission sign over that. And if you, as a commission, want to put something Hale County on with that, because it's a fairly large area, we don't need like the, you know, the whole thing, because we're not there every day or anything like that. It's not like a business office, but, or if you wanted to put survey or anything that you wanted to partner on with that sign, that would be great too. We just want permission to be able to put something over that. Don't like the glue on the side of the building, no. So,
Okay. Now, as far as if you put the signage up and everything, that would be, you know, the commission or with the commissioners who will need to fund it.
oh, we would pay for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the funds to pay for that sign. So, we're just offering you a partnership if you want to put something on there to fill up that space. We're giving you something. Isn't that, we're always asking for something. So I came back, we're gonna give something today.
Hey, all right, somebody's doing like that.
I would think,
And we can discuss that later, Judge. If we can just get permission to do the sign, Chris, we can talk about what y'all might want on there, if you want something changed.
okay. Any questions, or let me, do I hear a motion to approve to allow the historical commission to put up signage? Motion made by Commissioner Daniel, do I hear a second? Also, a second by Commissioner Kelly. Okay, now, any questions or comments? Okay, all right. And all those in favor of allowing the signage to be put up? Say yes. 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 Against? All right. All right, your next item.
Okay, the next item is to approve Commission Member Janice Payne. She's from Precinct 1, and one of the things that we've discovered in learning more about the commission is that they don't have to be from a precinct. They really need to have an interest in history, but we do want to try to keep it fairly spread out through the county. But Janice is from Precinct 1, and we would like to get your permission to approve her to the commission.
Okay. You've heard the request to approve a new member in Janice Payne. She's from Precinct 1. Do I hear a motion to approve her to that commission? Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Daniel. Any discussion?
Is this like a yearly deal or a permanent position?
Well, I mean, I think everybody on there is pretty permanent in that they're interested in the history and preserving the history of Hale County. But they would, you know, if somebody doesn't serve, then we would come back and, you know, fill that void. We had somebody resign earlier, and so we're filling that position. So, you know, they come and go, but people that are interested in history are hard to find. So we'd like to keep them.
Any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against? All right.
All right, and then the next thing is our yearly report to the commissioners. I'm not sure when that's been done in the past because this is all very new to me in the procedure that we do. But I would think maybe in January, February, I don't know. So I would like to present you our report, if that's okay with you all today. All right. First off, we want to thank you for your service to Hale County and the cooperation and support that you have provided to the Hale County Historical Commission through the years, especially this year as we transitioned that began in 2021. It is an honor to serve you as we work together to preserve Hale County's history. 2021 has been a reorganizing year that found us moving from the Jimmy Dean and the Museum of the Llano Estacado to 111 West 6th Street with the county. And we first discussed how to move forward in February 2021 and have had 9 meetings since that time. So I think we've had a very active year in that. It's been our priority to create a county historical inventory
And we are waiting to see if the county district lines will change, because I know some of the lines have changed. I don't know if the counties is changing. And then we're gonna connect the precinct of the historical things that we found in with the data entries that we have. The Hale County Historical Commission bylaws need updated. They have been the same for many years. So we've got a committee to begin that process, so we will be working on those. The Finney Field historical marker was approved with the help of John McCullough of Lubbock and our historical marker chairperson, Kim Horn. That should be coming this spring and put up at the Finney Field. We look forward to arranging training programs for the board as we move into 2022. We're at a point, I think, that we can see light, and we want to have some training for our commission. The Hale County Historical Collection from the museum is being transferred to the Unger Memorial Library, and librarian Cynthia Peterson will be cataloging this collection, so it's a quite extensive collection, so that will take us some time, I'm guessing, up to 5 years to get that transferred over from the museum. Hale County Historical Commission member Susan Flippin is serving on the Unger Memorial Library as the Hale County Historical Commission representative. Since the historical collection will be there, we will have a representative from the Historical Commission on that library board in order to have information and to protect what happens with that collection. This year, the Masonic Lodge presented the photo collection of worshipful masters to the Hale County Historical Commission from the late 1800s to the present, and those photos are currently being carefully removed from their frames and filed. So that's something that has taken quite a bit of time. We have created a social media presence, and we look forward to linking with the county's website so that if somebody in the community wants to know about the Historical Commission, and there will be some discussion about that, about whether we would let comments and the information that's going to go on there. So that's down the road, but I want you to let you know we do have that presence on Facebook at this time. We have 2 historical markers, the Slayton Well and Cotton Center, that were damaged by gunfire. There is a process fee and an application to get the replacement markers. And Judge, I have this packet for you that I'll leave that has those in there so that y'all will have an idea of the cost and what we need to do in order to get those done. The Seth Ward Cemetery is getting community accessibility with the generous cooperation of the landowner. So for the first time in many, many years, there will be a way to get into the Seth Ward Cemetery. It will be secured. They will have to get a key or permission or whatever from the Hale County Historical Commission to get into that property. But we are excited that we can get that cemetery protected. So that's something we've been working for on this last year. The Plainview Herald, Alyssa is on our commission, and she is working on, or is studying whether we can do this or not, a feature to educate the community on the historical markers, their location, and their story, just so that the community is involved in the historical aspect of the community, of the historical part of our community. The Hale County Historical Commission houses a vintage collection of memorabilia that has been donated through the years, and the donors are recognized on a card at the HC office. So if y'all are ever out and you want to stop by and take a stroll down memory lane, there are things there that are quite unique to our area and our memory of what we had growing up. There was not a list of the Hale County Historical Commission chairs through the years, and a list was requested from a citizen for those chairs since the beginning of time. So we went back through the history books that we have and now have a list for your records, and it is in this packet that I will leave with y'all, with the judge. I would have made copies for everybody, but there's some things in there I'm sure you didn't want to keep in your pocket today. So that's the report. Are there any questions about what we're doing? I do have, the start of the list of the Hale County inventory and things like that. I have the bylaws, and they're in there as well, the list. Everything I've discussed is in there. One item, I sent it to the judge, but I have taken the Open Meetings Act certification. I have that now, so we will work on that direction too with some of our commission members. So if there are any questions, that's our report for this year.
Any questions? We appreciate the work y'all do.
Well, thank you. We appreciate doing it. We're excited to do it for you. Okay, thank you.
All right. That is the last item of our agenda. So
So no action, Judge? No action?
no action. Well, I guess we can. Do I hear a motion from the court to accept Phyllis's yearly report from the Hale County Historical Commission?
I move that we accept her report.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? And that will conclude our meeting, and so we'll stand adjourned at 10:06 a.m.
You're gonna go back into
Okay. Carla, did you get that?
No, if
We're
you'll
not-
say it again, I haven't turned it off yet.
At 8:45, they opened the bill paying process, but
Yes.
because of the number of bills, they didn't think they could complete it by 9, so they recessed, and now we need to go back into the bill paying session.
Okay.
I've been asked to, let's have a 5-minute